Oh man, we're back. It's time for a Gunnar stream. Let's have some fun here. Let me say hello to everybody out there. I'm right over there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be in your part of the world. Welcome back to the live stream. My name is Jeff Fritz, and today is June 26th, 2026. That's a lot of 26s. And we're gonna write a little bit of code today. PowerShell freak. Ah, look at that. See my audio settings. So here's the deal. And I'll get you. Yeah, look, see, that's not gonna work either. Wonderful. Um, here's the deal. Yeah, go ahead, check out the head. We had a problem. We had a major problem. My where'd it go? It's not how you pronounce that, but close enough. We had a problem where there it is. There it is. Gotta change that. And do this and that. And right, we should have some audio coming through. There it is. It's right there. That's it. My my mixer died. Literally like short-circuited and died. The other night I was in the middle of a game of Overwatch and all of a sudden boom, literally screen went black and nothing was working. Okay, turn it off, turn it back on. Nothing came on. Literally dead. So wrote them an email and said, "Hey, I've got a problem. Hardware died, and this is the third mixer in 9 years. Like literally, like clockwork. Every 3 years, boom, just dies." And they're sending me a new one. They gave me some advice. They're like, "Oh, just turn it off, turn it back on." I'm like, "That didn't work." Well, turn it off for a little bit, and then turn it back on. Then turn it off real fast, and then turn it back on. Nah, that didn't happen either. And they literally wrote back and they're like, "Oh, we're going to send you a new one." So that'll get me another 3 years, and I'll see you in 2029. We'll see. We will see. Let me say hello to the chat room. We're broadcasting live on the Gunnar channels right now. If you're watching out there on the Gunnar Instagram, the Gunnar Facebook page, the Gunnar website, hello out there. It's so good to see you. My name is Jeff. I have a hat. And I like to talk about tech, and I'm sure that some of you out there that might be shopping on the Gunnar pages or looking at the Gunnar glasses brands, you might be involved in tech as well, or maybe you play games, you stare at screens for a good portion of your day. I do too, and that's why I've been wearing Gunnar glasses. They're various amber 65% strength Gunnar glasses, and it lag. You're seeing lag. I've got no drop frames here. So we have this running. Yeah, everything looks good over here. Yep, and we're even on the NVIDIA rendering. So we've we've got we've got a bunch of different glasses that are available for you from the folks at Gunnar. It's been terrific. You're seeing lag too. It's got to be Restream. It's got to be okay. Now you're telling me that I'm dying out there. Really? I don't like getting tech messages from chat saying that we're freezing, we're dying. Okay, Restream took me offline. Nice. I'm broadcasting just fine to Restream. Nope, I'm not having any problems, and I think we're on the Gunnar channels just fine. This is Restream. This is Restream. Hanging in there, and trying to keep an eye on things. It says I'm live, but they're not showing my live content. Yeah, this is Restream. And what happened here? Why isn't this fading away? Thank you. How you doing? Pusto is here. Hello. Yep, Restream just dropped again. I can see them dropping. Yeah, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop my channels. We're still broadcasting over on the Gunnar channels. I'm going to stop my channel for just a second. We're going to go to Twitch only. So those of you on the Gunnar channels, hang tight. Yeah, this is Restream that I'm running into issues with. So I'm going to jump over from Restream to just Twitch. And I have to get my passwords and all that. Stand by. And two-factor authenticate. Oh, it's a treat. There we go. Yes, yes. There we go. We should be on Twitch now. Back streaming. There it is. Now I see myself on Twitch. We're off YouTube, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Really? Close down some things. And yeah, we're just fine. You're back to buffering. I'm like 3 frames per second. What the heck is going on? I'm not dropping frames. No, there's nothing running in the background. I hate when this kind of thing happens. And it's like a rogue process. It either... Yeah. No, OBS is not behaving. I literally can't see anything happening. Going streaking again. Ah, look at you. I'm... Like, everything is working to stop me. It changed encoder. The NVIDIA driver changed on me. One second. Let me stop and restart and change encoder. Oh, man. So much fun. Yeah, it's on the right encoder. It's showing the right encoder. But for some reason, it flipped over. It changed encoder briefly. I don't know why. All right. I think we're in better shape now. Just going to check one or two things here. So, this is part of the fun of streaming, right? Yeah, there we go. Are we in better shape now? It says I'm streaming. It looks like I'm streaming. I really don't like. Nope. Looks like I'm hanging. How is it? How are we doing there, chat? Am I back? It's not me. I'm not dropping frames. My output encoding is fine. Seems smooth. Good. Like, what the heck is Edge doing in the background? It's just StreamYard. So, no, we're all right. Works on your machine, ship it. Yeah, let's. So, where did Docker? No, it's not encoding overload. I'm all green on that. There's like a dozen GitHub MCP servers running. That should be better. So, another streak. Not 1 minute, no issue. Good. All right. Moving on. So, and all the map stuff disappeared, didn't it? Yeah, it did. So this is a bug that we need to address. Because I stopped and restarted stream, all the streamer map locations disappeared. So we need to take a look at that. All right, fine. We can dive in and see what's going on there. But it's strange. We're going to take a look at that. We're going to take a look at, and we're writing a game for our map that is based a little bit on a GeoGuessr type of game, where we're going to have Street View available from some location that's near one of the viewers on the streamer map, and you'll be able to guess where that is. So number one, you get a hint that it's near somebody who's on the map. Number two, the person whose location it is gets a certain amount of points if they get it right. But the folks that are further away get more points for getting it correct. Let me get some music playing in the background here. I'm going to get the Stream Beats Synthwave playlist going. I'm going to drop down here, and this is called Lunar Door. There we go. There we go. Geo Jarts. Kind of. How you doing there, Jonald Bobson in Toronto? Hello, hello. So, if we go over and I can show you the map. Right. So there's the map, and you can see, yes, There's Billy in nowhere else. So, and you can see the list of recent pins. Come on now. We need to turn off selection on the page. So you can see the collection of recent pins right there. I'm going to put on my Gunnar Echoes. And we'll dive in a little bit. Another streak. You're just stacking them up there, Sean. Moving right into... I can start and stop the stream a couple times, and we can get you right into 45 streams here, no problem. Just keep that moving. Oh, God. All right. So this morning, I was on the Vibe Coder conference and was talking about some of the things that we've been doing, vibe coding here on stream and building some guardrails around how we develop and build websites like this one. And I specifically called out Streamer Map for some of the cool things that we've been building and adding to the website. Robert Table's dropping a pin in Indianapolis. There you go. Check it out right there. Most recent pin. So last time what? You were finishing a case of Ice House in a day. Ooh. So I think we need to back up. And we need to look at this issue that we're currently dealing with, where we had some instability starting up the stream. Let's make sure that those other pins don't get lost. No, you know what? I'm just going to put that out there as an issue. And we'll come back and address that in the future. Yeah, look, Caitlin Clark. Woohoo! Caitlin Clark. We're going to run over to GitHub. C csharpfritz streamer map. So Caitlin Clark last night, maybe a grace period, something like that. I told you to go somewhere else. Go there. Go there. There it goes. Yeah, it's the remember my location. I want to work on that piece as well here. Landmark proximity game mode, sure. This is oh, it was a war on crime, and let's talk about that in just a second here. Unstable streams lose pins between stops and restarts. Yeah. One second. I need to make sure. Yep, that's the right microphone. What happened? What the heck? For channels that have a hard time with stopping and starting because of instability reasons, network, what have you, they lose all of their pins between restarts of the stream. We should have some sort of a grace period of 5 to 10 minutes between streams to aggregate and keep those pins together as one consistent stream. Cool. And we'll go. So, for those of you that don't know, and Robert Tables is very close to the situation. I'm sure morning sports talk radio in your town was a little bit crazy last night. Caitlin Clark just an amazing generational talent for women's basketball. Played her college ball in Iowa, and she plays now for the Indiana Fever, based in Indianapolis. Tremendous player. She can shoot like it's nobody's business. Has such an eye for the court and can pass and be that field general, as well as just an amazing shooter on the court. She's getting beat up pretty good. She's really getting beat up pretty good, and there's no fouls being called. Against the rivals that are just literally physically beating her. No fouls, no penalty, no nothing. There's a 30 years of WNBA, and viewership has taken off since she joined the league. She's not included in the poster of the current stars of the league. She wasn't even included in the best player consideration. It literally, a player last night, the night before, was caught punching her in the neck, and no foul, no consideration. There's consideration, rumors being floated out there that they're jealous of her success, that anybody could do what she does. However, here's a league full of players who can't, because of the attention that she's brought to the league as such a talent who's able to literally shoot and play amazing. They've gotten a new bargaining deal. They've gotten better travel accommodations, better pay, but she's not the highest paid player in the league. She's not getting any special treatment, and she's quite literally being abused by the other players in the league. And the officials don't do anything about it. That's the thing that's most concerning. There's rumors that they're targeting her because of her race, and because the other rumor is that because she's straight. Like, there's a lot of players in the league that play for that have there are many players in the league that are homosexual, and they're not happy that here's a player who has a different race background, who has a different sexual preference, that's being treated poorly. The Black Rose. Oh, I got to get back to it. Codebase Alpha. I so got to get back to it. And that didn't come up. Didn't get the sound effect on that. So, yeah, there we go. There's I am going to be going back and be able to read and write and work on the ARG more this week. So much has happened that has taken off of my shoulders, and burnout has kind of backed off on me. So I'm going to be able to refocus on it. There's lots more coming. Is that? Yeah, I don't think you got that right, Surly Def. I don't think you got that right. No. So, lots happening there with Caitlin Clark and what's happening. Look, whatever your orientation, whatever your racial background, girl's getting beat up pretty good, and she's a really good player. In her third year in the league, to have this many injury problems because she's literally getting physically, she's getting physically to hit, beat up with no penalty to the other teams. So they keep doing it and doing more of it. Yet she gets flagrant technical fouls for clapping and taunting at other players. Come on. Robert Tables, there's one or two sports analysts, talking heads behind a microphone that have said, you know what? Why don't you in the off season go out to the West Coast and talk to some of the folks in the Bay Area? Because I bet you can find about $1 billion to start up your own league and put the WNBA to bed. And I don't think that's too far off here. I think the WNBA needs to be reminded how empty the arenas were when she wasn't around, when her star power wasn't around. I would feel terrible for the folks of Indianapolis and the fans of the Indiana Fever, the team that she does have a contract with. But you know what? If her leadership at that club won't stand up for her, and the league isn't standing up for her, take your ball, go somewhere else, because people want to pay to watch you play. Go. Let's see how they feel about not having you play. Ask the folks in the NBA how they felt about Michael Jordan going to play baseball for a couple years. See what they say about that. Caitlin, go play some baseball for a season. See what happens. Savannah Bananas would love to have you. They'd love to have you. Yes, a true FAFO moment. That's right. Fuss around and find out. So, I started designing. Good to see you, Codebase Alpha. Thank you so much. And yeah, I put a lot of content and design in the Black Rose. Man, I put a lot of design into this. A lot. I hired I had an artist paint that. Yeah. There's a lot more that I want to do with this, that I'm going to do with this. I need to write and get ahead on my own release schedule again. So it's coming. It's absolutely coming. I love the story that I've been writing with that, the games that I've been building with it. It's coming. It'll come back, I promise. You enjoyed her journal? There's like June and July, we're going to ramp you up and really get folks interested and hopefully excited and into her character. In August, I was going to burn you. Instead, we're going to consolidate all that into August. So, hey, Brady's watching over there on YouTube. Hello. I think that's on the Gunnar YouTube. I'm over on Twitch. We were having a problem with Restream earlier today. So this is one bit. We're going to go over, and I started planning. Let's see here. I started planning. No. Yeah, GeoGuessr. Let's do that. Check out GeoGuessr. Cool. And let's start a new prompt. Thank you. Jump over to the squad agent. There we go. We started writing some documentation for a GeoGuessr-like game that we're going to add to the Streamer Map website. Period. let's go back to the planning documentation in this file, and let's review and get ready to do some more construction on this new feature for the website. Now, in where it said this file, I'm going to replace that with the actual file that I had for planning. Docs. There it is. So I started down this idea of planning and structuring exactly what this is going to be, with the idea of when you go to streamermap.live, there, not only do these things go on, but we'll also be able to layer in, and you'll be able to interact and guess where photos are from that are nearby one of the locations that are on the map. So I'm using Squad to help vibe code a little bit, help plan and structure this. And one of the things I told Squad to do, if I have this set up right, yeah, I think I already have it open in VS Code. There we go. I was talking about the Squad agent earlier today on the Vibe Coder conference. So one of the things that I had it do was, for the APIs, I want them living in a separate project, so that all the logic for building and organizing and planning this game lives in a separate project, and we'll bring in the UI. The UI is a series of pages and JavaScript, so we can load those as modules, but we'll load the .NET pieces individually. You wanted to see, hey, Brady, good to see you. Yeah, you can rewind. It's on YouTube. It's on the C# Corner channel. So I like this idea of putting modules of functionality, particularly APIs, in a separate project, so that all the business logic and things live as a class library somewhere else. Then, right, I'm bolting it onto my API project. So my API project has up in here, where'd it go? Right, add GeoGuessr game. And that just bootstraps everything modularly for the game. And then further down here, all kinds of response header things, and map GeoGuessr endpoints. So it's all isolated, and it's sitting out there somewhere else for us to build and create. You wanted to see it? It's right over here, the map. So I was demoing and showing this off. Ellie Face is here. Hey, friend. Hello. So good to see you. Yes, welcome to the dark side. I'm using the cyberpunk themed map, which looks dark to start with, but when you start to zoom in, yeah, all the waterways and roads turn into like bright green. I think that just looks like neon and cool and fun. So exclamation point map, and you can put a pin on Streamer Map, the site that we're working on today. And I'm vibe coding a little bit over here. Going to get it set up so that we can iterate and run here. Now, I am running GPT-5.3 codecs, right? So I want to make sure that you can see what model I'm using, and only 42 AI credits used. So each AI credit is roughly a penny American. So 100 credits is roughly $1. Why 5.3 over 5.4? Fewer tokens. Fewer tokens. That's all. What do you got for me there on the link, Brady? That's me from earlier. I know that guy. That's me. Did my thing. Gave the presentation. So, and we talked a bit about Squad. Somewhere out here. There's the Squad. Your AI dev team. So agents and skills, and I jumped right into squad and showed off how you can use that. So a lot of fun. There were 12,000 concurrent viewers of that event. 12,000. So barely recognize me without the Gunnar. I changed. I'm like Clark Kent like that right now. Okay? Yeah. 12,000 concurrent viewers. So yeah. That was definitely a thing. You barely yeah. So exclamation point map, and like I said, you can put a pin on our map that we're going to be working on today. Supergirl was good. You watched that? I've heard negative things about that. So exclamation point map, and you can drop in a location name after that. You can be as accurate or as inaccurate as you'd like. That's also on my personal map. Like Larry's tuning in there, dropping a pin in Nashville, Tennessee. So this is the original map that we're adapting and turning into a public map that other folks can use. This one has natural language processing. Oh, there it is, the Darien Gap. Oh, I don't think it's gonna. Yeah, didn't pick that one up. So I've been fighting with and having some audio issues. I just heard back. Oh, I think that one. There it is. Yes. From Pluribus. That's the reference. The Darien Gap. That's right. I had some issues the other night. I mentioned this at the top of the stream. I had some issues where my my audio mixer died. Literally just flat out shorted out and died. Sent an email to the manufacturer. Hey, this happened. What do I do? How do I fix this? And I heard from them about an hour ago. They're sending a replacement mixer out. So that's kind of nice. So sure hope you don't get a lethal bacterial infection from a scratch. Right? That was insane. Like, if Ellieface is referring to the Apple TV show Pluribus. Really good show. It's not going to be on TV again until 2029. And there's going to be 4 more seasons of The Pit before Pluribus comes back on. Like, Gunnar Bus. That's good. So there were ideas for 2 games that came up that we were going to add to the streamer map. And other streamers out there, you can sign up and we'll set you up to use the streamer map on your channel. We had a couple of ideas for additional games. The one was just like GeoGuessr, and the other one is a geography spelling game. So let's find a point of interest that's near one of our viewers and let folks guess at the spelling and the final word that is being referenced and included there for that location. Kind of a fun idea, like ways to introduce a little bit of gaming around geography, learn something. Time is on your side for this track? No way, dude. The Rolling Stones and what's it called? I know that song. Oh, I know that song. And I can't remember the name of it. That doesn't matter. So I've started building this out a little bit. I have rules that I've written, and I've done some planning on this. And this is all, this is the planning that I've handed over to the squad, where I've got various AI-based team members that are going to build out and develop this. So here, let me zoom in just a smidge so you can see. So streamer shows a random location photo or hint on the stream. Viewers guess a location by typing guess in some city, country, some location. That's the original idea. Each player must place a valid land pin before they can get started. So Ellie and the Darien National Park would be considered for one of these locations. Mariana's Trench, not so much. So there'll be a single round game loop, one location at a time. The player's pin placement must be on a land feature before play begins. So that rules out the Bermuda Triangle also. We're going to have to parse the chat command. I think we might be able to do this on the actual website instead. Simple location validation, an in-memory leaderboard per stream session, streamer commands to control game. I think we can put that on the website also. We don't need to do everything through chat. And then a leaderboard and game status as some sort of an overlay that can be used. So core game loop, streamer starts the game, and see, this is if it's using chat. I don't think I want to use chat for this. Viewers guess, the API geocodes the guess and checks to see if it's within 10 kilometers of the target location. I cache all these locations, so fine with me. This would be great for July RL. If only you knew somebody who has access to the streamer map. Streamer types next location and it auto advances. Viewers type leaderboard. I don't want to have you have to type leaderboard. I want to make an interface for that can be shown. So the initial scoring model, chat, I need your help on this. If you get an exact match, if you guess correctly that the location that I chose is Fishtown, I don't know, is I'm trying to think of somewhere funny in Delaware County. You get 10 points. If you get it somewhere close, 5 points. Or if you weren't the first person, 5 points. If you're in the same country, if you're in the same area, 2 points. And there's a multiplier based on how far away you are. Because we know, because you have a pin on the map also, only players that have pins on the map can play. So effectively, you have to nominate a location that will be shared and part of the game. And because you nominated a location, there's going to be some photo or information that's near that location that will be shared. So while it might be fun to say Darien Gap, Bermuda Triangle, if you're not near that, you're not going to be able to guess and get it right and claim that 10 points right off the bat. However, maybe you have a vacation home in Orlando and you decide to say, yeah, I'm in Orlando, even though you're not. Maybe you do get it faster, better. Fact of the matter is, somebody like not Surly Dev. Come on now. I saw your name up here earlier and I'm blanking on it. And it's not Pusto. Robson Previato, who's in Sao Paulo. Robson has everybody really far away and has an advantage on the multipliers here. See what I mean? Skeeter Point, North Carolina? Sure. I know somebody from North Carolina who might know a thing or two about Skeeter Point. And we're going to let folks give 3 guesses per round. Some in-memory storage, data structure, a famous tech campus in California. Where could that be? So, July RL. That's right. So some system design notes, storage patterns, cache strategy, implementation phases. So I talked through and designed this with Squad. And when I do that kind of design, I like to dictate and talk to it. So for those of you out there that are watching on the Gunnar channels, things like this that I'm building, you can do too by describing and talking through and reading a little bit of the documentation that tools like Squad will generate for you. Okay? You can sign up and get access to GitHub Copilot for free. And then you can try using Squad with it for free. Now, there's a limit to how much you get for free. And you can try and build things like this by dictating and working with the artificial intelligence. So I can clearly see here, and this is documentation that it's using to decide what to build. So, oh my gosh, Code with Sean gifting a sub over there to our friend Brady Gaster. Yeah, it's not pushing the audio out to me on the monitor. That's all right. We'll deal with that. Thank you so much, Sean, for gifting a sub over there to Brady. Much appreciated. So now when Brady puts a pin on the map, he'll get the red hat there on the map. Just like everybody else has a funny colored hat appearing out there. So, okay. Let me see what Squad's been up to here while we've been over here working and talking about things. Lock the core MVP decisions. So I don't think this game is something that we want to make exclusively that you interact with. Maybe it is in the chat room. You want to make it make a different sound when it's done? Why not? Why not? Like, can you play a sound effect? Let me get the right folder here with my sound effects in it. Here. Yeah. About 95 cents. Something like that. Can we do stream sound effects? Oh. So human. Just deploying to production. Don't tell it to start playing music or talking. It will. Here it comes. It didn't. Not sure if this is interesting or not, but have another future game could be hot and cold. We have a certain number of minutes to get within a certain number of miles of the location. You don't get street view. We only get a live list of the closest guesses on screen. Ooh. Okay. And then how do you convey temperature, hot, cold, proximity? How do you convey that proximity? That's a neat idea. The hot cold game. I'm going to copy exactly We have a certain number of minutes. A certain number of minutes to get within X miles of a secret location. And chat all works together. Don't get a street view. We only get a live list of the closest guesses on screen and how close they are so we can try to triangulate. Okay. 9 pins on the map. Hey, that's great, Frank. I like the idea of the hot cold game. You have a video of it chiding Hanselman. I love that. For this GeoGuess, I feel like hot cold is even easier to build. I feel like that's easier to build. I don't want to reset and start building something else. Although, Brady, can I use work trees with Squad and have 2 different sets of tasks going on at once in the same repository? Charlie burns you the colder you get. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that a lot. Let's also add a text-to-speech personality, a host that will use standard Azure TTS to insult guesses that are comically far away. Oh, I like that. But will it work in a separate work tree, Brady? A game show host. I like that. I'm getting split here. I think I can do hot, cold, faster, easier. You'd like to have an area where it's running the tour infinitely. There's a density feature of the tour that I'm trying to get running. Oh, hang on. Sure. What branch do I have here? Git. Yeah, there it is. No, it's not going to complete. So, like, I want to just have Squad get this one done. But there's this idea of when we do a tour, it stops at various locations and it comes up and says, oh, it's Fritz. He's at Puget Sound. Well, when there's a bunch of pins that are close by, I want it to look like this with a little highway sign that says, here's how many pins are in this region. That is, so I have these in separate branches. So Brady, what my challenge here is, at one terminal, I'd like to have clones of the Squad working in separate branches. Yes, exactly. Have her seen Formula Madness and let it figure it out. You'd love to have a scene where the map is in a corner and let the tour just run. See, I like Frank. That's a fantastic idea. And I'm okay with just doing a little bit of brainstorming here. Autonomous tours. That sounds like a tour company that's run by Claude. I'd like to have the ability to run the map in a smaller window and have it run on a constant loop, navigating around and touring the world and visiting the various pins. Period. Hold that thought, Brady. There's also... I need to get that. So there's landmarks. This is the one that I think is going to be big for concert tour promoters or for podcasters. I want folks to be able to say, hey, we have a guest book for the .NET Rocks podcast. And Carl and Richard say, sign our guest book and tell us where you're from. And they can go to a white labeled version of streamermap.live. And folks can say, hey, thanks so much. I really enjoy your podcast. It's Jeff from Philly. Or it automatically detects and does the location service inside your browser, grabs that location and suggests that for a pin on the map. Now you have an offline map for folks. So, or for organized protesting. Well, that's a thing too, I suppose. Love the ideas. Love the ideas. Thank you so much for the ideas. I need to implement some of this. You know what? Can we finish the density thing? Let's go finish that first. Right? Organized protesting isn't a bad idea. I'm not going to lie. Review the features for this density capability and showing the highway sign with an AI generated region name and a circle around the clustered pins. Do we have tests for this feature using Playwright? Do we have this feature complete? I want the team to analyze, take a look at it, and let me know how complete we are and what steps we need to take a look at before we roll this out. This type of analysis right here, so valuable. And as part of the keynote I gave earlier today, I got to go back to have the squad build Playwright tests. Like, look at this. Look. Not that. Don't look at that. That's a thing. Look. So down here in the squad, the team, like, no, you're not showing me the full. Look. I think is it Hick? Yeah, Hudson is who I'm looking for. Game over, man, unless I've already found the bug. That's right, he does the bug hunts from Aliens. That's totally a thing. .NET, XUnit, NUnit test patterns, front-end smoke testing. He knows how to use Playwright. I literally have an agent that's built that knows how to use Playwright. This way, I can have it go and iterate, write tests, verify. And I can even tell the squad, you're not done until Hudson says his tests pass. Now I'm not sending lots more requests and tokens into the thing. it's looping itself because it's getting that positive feedback from itself using a deterministic feature, right? We're always going to get tests running the same way. And the AI is going to build and not consider itself done until the tests work. So for those of you out there watching on the Gunnar channel and on the Gunnar website, thanks so much for tuning in. First off, use the coupon code csharp and you can get 15% off your next pair of glasses, all right? Don't tell them I told you, okay? It also supports my channel here. But you know they've got some great glasses out there. I've been wearing and playing a lot of Overwatch recently. They've got this great pair of glasses. They look like Tracer's goggles. They look weird as heck on my face. Ergenrod with the 37 months. Thank you so much. But I think they look fantastic. It would have been fantastic if they could have called these Tracer's goggles, but they literally look like Tracer's goggles. Look at it. They look like ski goggles. They look weird on my face. They just do. But it's so cool. They build stuff like this. You got to check it out. All right? There's great stuff available. They also have one that's frameless. That looks really cool also. There's specials going on right now from the folks at Gunnar all about Cyberpunk. Oh, I didn't get in on the Cyberpunk deal soon enough. Check those out. They are some really cool glasses. I'm going to switch over here. These are my pinnacles. The Fallout series of frames. I got a pair of the Moxie frames. They look amazing. Rose gold down the sides. So good. The Fallout glasses. That wasn't Fallout. That's I forget. That's a different game. But I have the Fallout glasses as well. All of those. The $15 grab bag frames. Yes. So good. You don't get a discount on those. However, like the frames that you get in that grab bag are really, really good. Right? You got to check out the grab bag. You're always going to get something cool coming out of that. So, yes. So let me see. What does our AI friend here say as far as the team review is running now? While they work, I'm pulling issue context and logging along the way here. Fantastic. So Vasquez is auditing the front end. Hicks is auditing the back end. Hudson is taking a look at the playwright coverage. Nice. And leading the rollout readiness review. Ripley, right? Like Lieutenant Ripley. Right? The navigator of the Nostromo? No, she wasn't the navigator. That was something else. Love it. So, hey, look at that. LinkedIn chiming in and saying, there's people watching. Well, thank you. Hudson and Ripley are remaining reviewing, pulling together final reports. Good. I want to get this thing running. You still have the Nostromo sign on your front porch. You still have a photo album running. What was the name of that? Like, I still have the website running out there. It is... oh, no, you know what? I have it. Where'd it go? Yes. Yep. And I have it running inside of a... yeah, the photo booth is still out there. But I forget the domain name for it. Sure, absolutely. There's all kinds of fun stuff we can do with the photo booth, and let's upgrade it and do more fun stuff. Does Squad work with the new terminal? Haven't tried it yet. Yeah, that one. We built that. This was built with Squad for the Wayland Yutani. experiment, building better world, their photo booth system. The crew's expendable. Like, this was all built by AI, completely vibe coded, and there's a photo gallery of folks on Ellie Face's porch building and having fun. And there is there's a face hugger in that. So, and that was Halloween out there. So much fun. I got to start watching Interview with the Vampire now. So I saw the original movie opening night I saw it in a theater in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. It was such a trash theater. It's gone now, but it was awful. Oh, good. Here we go. Features partially complete front-end density UX is in place. We have playwright coverage, but the AI-generated region naming backend is not complete. Okay. What do we got to do now? Front-end clustering overlay behavior is present. Coverage is partial across for playwright. Missing the full feature. The backend dense region AI naming services, blah, 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 are not implemented yet. Okay. Let's get the team building the backend feature and integrating into the app. Let's address issue 52. What's issue 52? There it is. Dense region detection naming isn't right. Yeah, what's that? Doesn't work quite right. I am so descriptive in my bug reports. Folks that work in QA must hate me. Let's address issue 52 and add some end-to-end validation with faux data. Yeah. So the keywords that I'm using here in this command are about getting the team building. If you don't reference and tell the team to do this, Copilot kind of hijacks the request and says, oh, I'll go take care of that. But when you start telling it, have the team do something, the squad agent steps in and it will deploy and give it out to the various members of the team, like right there. So Ripley is going to define the rollout contract and acceptance gates using Claude Sonnet 4.6 because it's doing a lot of analysis. Hicks is going to run Claude Sonnet 4.6 to implement the backend dense region. Vasquez is also using Sonnet 4.6 to integrate front-end to back-end region naming. Cool. And Hudson is going to add the end-to-end validation with some faux data. Nice. So we'll let that run. And right now I can hang out and talk to some of you. How come Claude getting all the love? You know what? It bounces around. It bounces around depending on availability, depending on the sophistication of the work that's needed. No, everybody loves Charlie. Let's do. Can we do this one? Come on. Nope, not going to read it. Your mind is a raging torrent flooded with rivulets of thought cascading into a waterfall of creative alternatives, all of which somehow end with Fritz adding 3 abstractions to avoid one simple if statement. I don't know that reference. Like, I'm going to go... Can you give me something... Yeah, okay. But I'm still not getting the audio coming through. It's Headley, not Headley. I see. all my audio is screwed up, and I don't like it. Who's on base? Can we get that one? No, you're not. You're not showing me. You're just kind of gonna hang out there. Lucille would have a hard time fixing this mess. Man, there's like some, like, I don't want to do Thanos. That's overdone. Like, the Gladys themes, I think, are really good. Who's behind door number 2? I think I've overloaded it, and now it's kind of like, it's queued and waiting to play, and nothing's playing. And now I feel shame. Ugh. Thank you. Yeah. You know, there's just something wonderful about the intimidation from Portal. Like Mickey's in there from Rocky, The Rock. 4 implementation agents still running. It doesn't? Oh, well. See, I'm going to take some of these insults and put them into the hot and cold game. I think we have to. 4 implementation agents are still running. Ripley, Hicks, Vasquez, and Hudson. And you're going to publish them as soon as they're finished. Well, hurry up already. Like, let's go. I see what you did there, Sean. Let that run. Squad is too hot in this heat wave. How is the weather there in Europe? I'm hearing folks saying it is absolutely just too hot. Yeah, we are trying to be family friendly. We'll wait till Fritz after dark, and then we'll go full throttle. I am. How you doing, Moondog? I'm trying to quickly finish the a little bit of a feature for the tour on the tour on Streamer Map, so that it does this when it gets into a region where there's a lot of pins. You need a Fritz after dark? Dude, I did an Overwatch stream a couple weeks ago, and it was so much fun. But I like, if I did a stream on my channel, turned on the mature warning, and here's the thing, Chuck. My aim in Overwatch gets better with bourbon. I'm like the Legend of Drunken Master when it comes to Overwatch. You put a little bit of whiskey into me, there's a little Buffalo Trace on the table, and man, my aim, I am your worst nightmare with Widowmaker. Sniper, good night. Boom. Done. Yeah. See, all my buddies that have hung out at a bar with me are now like, okay, GoldenEye 64. Okay, I appreciate the Ready Player One reference there. Man, seriously. Tron, Ready Player One, and Aliens. The second one. The first one was great. The second one is awesome. Oh, I see. Ms. Face, we have to introduce you to Overwatch. You can set up custom games in Overwatch. Somebody set up a custom game in Overwatch with the new character Shion. She comes running in on a Japanese motorcycle, sport motorcycle. It's amazing. Somebody made a custom game where it's a Mario Kart style race through one of the maps. So good. Weller, Chuck, speaking my language there. That's okay. I didn't like it at first either, but it's so good. Because there's a couple characters that kind of crisscross the various classes. It is. We're still going here. See, this is why you want to be able to run in auto mode and have it bounce between various models. Because we're sitting on Claude Sonnet 4.6 and waiting and waiting. It's been almost 10 minutes. Are we stuck? Frank has an idea for the game. Your search strategy is so unique, even the hidden players are getting bored. Oh, you have an amazing ability to make the obvious feel invisible. I like those quotes, Frank. I like those quotes. Stand by. Suggested quotes. Yeah, those are good. Who's sleeping on the job? Is it Hudson? I don't. Oh, I see what you did there. The map has won this round. No. Let's see here. Pulling all in-flight issue 52 agents so we can move straight to implementation test summary. I'm still queued. It didn't actually let that go through. Overwatch is now 10 years old, and it's significantly changed. So there's only 3 types of characters that you play, and there are kind of sub-genres of each one of those character classes, right? Tanks, damage, and health, just like there is in most of the other games. They don't have. There used to be this idea of defensive characters, offensive characters, protection characters. No, that's all out the window, and it's just tank, damage, and healer, and it is so much fun. There's sub-genres in each one, but they kind of make sense, and you get a little bit of a bonus based on some of those different types that you might be playing. So, and I've actually been playing queuing for all roles. Brady, I'm playing all roles. I've been playing damage. I've been playing healer. I've been playing. Of course, I play tank. I love playing tank. Diva's my girl. That's right, Chris Funk. It's an afternoon Fritz stream. While I really enjoy playing Diva, and I can take over and just ruin a match as Diva. No, not the feeder role. No, that's not how this works, Billy. I'll play as Zarya. When I've got players that understand how to play with Zarya, I can demolish teams. Zarya is very much an assault tank, and puts shields on other players and launches grenades at the back line and has a laser gun that just mows people down. Copilot's open again. Yay! Woohoo! So, and not only am I stuck, but my "Are You Stuck" is stuck. So, I'm. This is supposed to be interesting. And we're 12, 13 minutes in here. Let's go already. It's been almost 13 minutes. Pending. Yeah, the Stuck Finder's stuck. Time to go make a coffee? That's a fantastic idea. You gotta try putting a little bit of bourbon cream in the coffee. Oh, it's so good. Dog walking? That's okay. Yeah, I'm descriptive here. You can listen in on the phone with the old Twitch app. I do that a lot while I'm dog walking. Googon works amazing. I don't know what they put in Googon, but it's great. Like, I can't even queue up and send messages. There we go. Finally. Back end is implemented. Front end is integrated. Validation already added. Treat this as implementation complete pending final QA addendum. Move forward with review staging for 52. That's the naming of the density. When Hudson's run is finished, append any extra faux data end-to-end assertions. Like, yeah, this is where I wanted to pivot and start using some other. The fact that it went all Claude Sonnet, that's a problem. Like, we should use a mix of models for this. I don't want to pivot and look at another thing for this. Although what I could do, let's go to streamer map. Oh, good morning. I'm not improvising. I've got a fantastic terminal here that I'm using. Punk. See, now it's using GPT-5.4 Mini. And I'm okay with that. I have this idea for the hot cold game in issue 68. I'd like to come up with some insulting game show host quotes. No. That we can use as part of this game. These quotes should be funny, slightly mean, and safe for work. Give me 20 potential quotes to review. Right, this is kind of fun to do. Frank dropping a pin in Montreal. How you doing there? So that was quick. Make them more snarky, more campy, meaner, but still safe. Let's see what we got here. Well, that answer was brave, not correct, but brave. You really came here to guess like that? I've seen smarter decisions made by a toaster. A spectacular miss, truly inspirational. That was so wrong, it deserves its own theme music. You're not cold, you're practically in Antarctica. I don't know about that one. Hey, Greenish Pepper, hello. If confidence earned points, you'd still be losing. Wow. I'd call that answer questionable, but that would be generous. That guess had the energy of a man walking into a wall. No, that's dumb. Magnificent effort, terrible result. Which ones do we like, chat? That was a bold choice, like wearing socks in the shower. I respect the confidence. I don't respect the answer. I don't like that one either. You're not losing by much, just by everything. That's dumb too. 16 and 17. Throw those out. 18's okay. You got the right spirit, but the wrong everything else. I'd say nice try, but I don't like to lie on camera. All right. I don't like 16 and 17. Let's make a few more snarky ones. 6 and 7. Yeah, those are good ones. 1 and 4 you like? Was brave, not correct, but brave. Spectacular miss, truly inspirational. Okay, so let's also ditch 2 and 3. 2, 3, 16, and 17. And let's make some snarky ones. Just finished. All queued work completed. The run reports 103 tests passing. Also fixed 1 front-end bug. Okay. Okay. Are we sure this is going to work? When I deploy this, how can I be sure that the restart of services won't lose the current pins on the map? What do we got here? You're not even warm, you're a cautionary tale. Ooh. I've seen better instincts in a broken compass. Dumb. Your answer wandered in here and immediately got lost. You came close in the way a meteor comes close. No. That was less a guess and more a public trial? No. These aren't good at all. Make it more ruthless. Yeah. Ooh. The guess was so bad it should come with a warning label. I like that one. You didn't miss by a little, you missed by a philosophy. I don't get that one. That answer was a full confession of not knowing. I've seen better accuracy from a blindfolded raccoon. Somebody get Jimmy Angstrom on the line. My game show host is referencing raccoons. You're not cold, you're a freezer with unresolved issues. That was a spectacular failure in a shiny outfit. I have a shiny outfit. That was less hot or cold and more legally lost. If bad guesses were trophies, you'd be overqualified. You're trying too hard. That was terrible. You were nowhere close. That guess was embarrassing. Confidently wrong, impressive. These aren't interesting. Let's go more game show host meets Jeremy Clarkson as a guest host on Top Gear. I want Jeremy Clarkson style quotes for this. Jezzer, much love to you. Hope you're feeling better out there if this video makes it back to you. Yeah, big fan. Well, that was dreadful. Yes! You've missed it by an extraordinary distance. Okay. Confident, wrong, and somehow still disappointing. Okay. That answer had all the grace of a shopping cart with no wheels. No. Increase the temperature, decrease the top K. You're not wrong. Apparently Kentucky Fried. Ooh. Masterclass in getting it completely wrong. That was so poor. It should come with hazard lights. You've taken a wrong turn and driven straight into nonsense. I admire the confidence. The answer less so. There's that. A spectacular failure of judgment. You're so far off. I'm surprised you found the studio. That guess was less hot or cold and more actively useless. I've seen better direction from a haunted lamp. We'll come back to that. This is designed to survive service restarts without losing current pins. Pins are persisted to the blob on every upsert. Okay, yeah. Do I have a PR for this? How confident are we that we can merge in this feature and deploy and have it accurately working? Question mark. I'm not sure how I could test this locally just by myself and offline from streaming. Period. Oh, by the way, I am live streaming. Say hello to the folks on Twitch and from Gunnar. So, iterating like this makes it easier for us to talk and have fun. And not just heads down writing code and kind of ignoring chat. Sound witty, not random. We need a little bit more of a witty tone to this and not random. That was confident. Unfortunately, confidence is not a substitute for knowledge. Okay. Respectable effort if the goal was to be wrong in style. You've missed it with remarkable consistency. That answer had ambition. The rest of it had a problem. Getting there. Witty, kind of like a smart, kind of smart aleck, kind of too smart and arrogant. I need a little bit of smart and arrogant in these. I want the host to be all-knowing, arrogant, and antagonizing of the players. Elegantly insulting. There we go. That was the answer of someone who hasn't been paying attention. You're guessing and it shows. A fascinating choice if your goal was to be wrong efficiently. I'd explain why that's incorrect, but I suspect you're already aware. That was a remarkable display of confidence over competence. You're so far off, it's almost elegant. A shame, you looked like you might know something. Let's go more smarter and drier with a touch of villainy. I want you to hate the host. I want you to hate the host and want to beat them. It's kind of how I was when we were playing Connect 4 on channel, right? Like, there were folks in chat that were downright angry that I was beating chat every time. I think my final record was like 20-2. And people were angry that I was winning all the time. Nah, I liked the previous set. Give me some theatrical taste to this. Yeah, more like the guy at the dunk tank, right? Moderately confident, 70%. Add one local contract test. Oh, look! Copilot has something for you, chat. Hey, everyone on Twitch. Gunnar says hi. No, you're not Gunnar. Oh, brother. We're testing the new dense region naming and map clustering rollout live behind the scenes. Okay. Can you give me a feature on the streamer dashboard that only runs locally here, not when deployed, that allows me to seed a 20 pins randomly at big cities on the East Coast of the U.S. That would give me some sample data to test with. And only on the csharpfritz channel. Only appears and runs locally here. So nobody else can accidentally drop into this, because I can see somebody like Thindall clicking that button and, hey, look, I've got 500 viewers on my map. Good. Go build that. That was beautifully wrong. A bold performance. Shame about the facts. You've missed the mark with such confidence. How dramatic. And here's the thing. I want the host to be snarky and smart and theatrical and the villain of the game. Period. I want the players to want to prove the game show host wrong and be egged on by those quotes, just like the guy at a dunk tank at a carnival that's trying to get folks to buy more pitches at their tank. There's a trick at Connect 4. Oh, do tell, Frank. Villain of the game, Killian. I need to watch the new Running Man. Have you seen the new Running Man? Like, the only one that I saw was, of course, the Schwarzenegger one from the 80s. Such a good movie. Campy, sci-fi, dystopian future. So much fun. I need to see the new one. Smug Ringmaster Villain. Come on now, you can do better than that. I'd say that was close, but I enjoy honesty. You look as though the answer is somewhere behind you. That was an excellent attempt to add embarrassing yourself. Marvelous. Keep going. I do love a challenge. You're making this look easier than I expected. A shame. I was beginning to think you were dangerous. That was not a guess. That was a cry for mercy. Please do try to make this interesting. You're very brave for someone so evidently lost. I've seen sharper thinking from a damp sponge. That's a good one. That's a good one. I would make that into a t-shirt. That answer had flair. No intelligence, but flair. And that should have a Ric Flair portrait on there. Do carry on. Every wrong answer makes me stronger. You're not far off, which is the cruelest part. How delightful. You've made a spectacle of it. I was hoping for a better opponent. Still, here we are. That's a good one, too. That was the sort of answer one remembers for the wrong reasons. Come on, then. Surely you can wound my expectations, at least. You're warming up, and I'm nearly bored enough to enjoy it. Excellent. Another attempt, another disappointment. Okay. I like these better, chat. I do. I like these ones better. How are we doing over here getting me some test scenario that I can run with? Okay. There's definitely something to this. Come on now. I want to see you get that done so we can test a little bit here. Like, I should probably be able to test over here. Can I? So there's also folks out there watching on the Gunnar chat. We've been generating some insults for a game show host that we're going to add into this game that we're building and working on over here on this terminal. But this is all around a service that I have running over here called Streamer Map. And Streamer Map lets you... Yeah. Streamer Map... Did it just restart? Oh no, that's the one that's running locally. Ha-ha! Hello? There it is. Come on, get running. There we go. Streamer map lets you host and show maps of viewers that chime in on your channel. So, there we go. Seed test pins. Seed 20 test pins. Yes, please do that. And no, it didn't. Well, maybe it's still building it. Yeah, the actual implementation isn't done, but the front end is there. Oh, goody. I got cart in front of the horse. Horse, cart. Cart, horse. As somebody who owns horses, I know what that means all too well. Although I don't hook them up to a cart. I put them in a trailer. And that's the thing. I really don't like when the AI hangs like this and there's like no status, nothing, and it's just 10 minutes in the background and we're waiting. Like, come on. At least we can peek into it now, and it's not a kind of a black hole that we're waiting on. But still, it's running really, really slow. Like, I have directions. I don't need Sonnet to go routing around in there, routing around in there, and figuring out where to go. So, I was up late last night watching the American side in the World Cup. Turkey had they literally threw everything at the Americans. Threw everything at the Americans. Why not? And yeah, they stole a win. Doesn't matter. Oh yeah, I hid the Turkish team. I turned on chroma key on red and white jersey, so I couldn't see them at all. They just disappeared from it. Yeah, it was an upset. Even if they had drawn, it would have been an upset. But literally on the last second, the last kick from the Turkish, and won the match. Unreal ending. Unreal. Now we gotta pull on our boots, lace them up tight, and get ready to face the Bosnians in Santa Clara, just outside San Francisco, in Wednesday, I think it is that match. But still, 6 days till the next match. Like, all right. And we rested some of our best players. Yeah. Rested some of the best players on the American side. Wait and see. It was good that Pulisic got a chance to play, but I'm glad he didn't get injured. But I think we're seeing the significant gap between the starters and the fellas coming off the bench, the backups. That's okay. Like, but when it comes time to play the Spaniards, comes time to play the French, oh boy, we're going to have a problem. And don't even get me started about facing the Germans. You don't want the Germans. So, what I want is I want the Scotch, the whiskey, not the football side. See what it did there? Just kind of hanging. Like, this frustrates the heck out of me when there's like 6 things that I want to be doing and it's 10 minutes in. No! Stop writing quick diagnostic nonsense. What are you doing? It is working in a work tree. But yes, you did create a duplicate. I'm just gonna have to wait and see what happens. It seems like the models are dumber. I think there's something to be said about not that the context that's being shared with the models isn't complete. So, but this is the waiting game that I don't like to play as a vibe coder. I like to have ideas and write them down and iterate and go, go, go. And I want you to switch the models that we're using for the squad over to the OpenAI GPT models, period. The Claude models from Anthropic feel like they're talking too much and not working towards the actual solution. Right, this is the thing. Different brands have different models have different approaches to how they interact. So I'm switching it over. I don't know. Chuck. I don't know if there was something that changed to change the token usage. But what do you hear? Oh. Yeah. It is failing. We're trying to get past that. Total Matrix vibes, and Shirley got that reference and decided to give us a Matrix quote. So, I'm going to wait and see what this thing delivers. It's still running in the background, but that's it for my stream for today. So I'm going to wrap up here. Not quite sure what's going on, why it's taking so long, but it's doing its thing. You are a Kentucky Fried genius. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching on the Gunnar channels, make sure you check out Gunnar glasses. These are the pinnacles. They're nice and big for those folks with a larger head. Works out really nicely. For those of you that are just watching on my channels, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be back next week. We'll be streaming on Tuesday, and we'll do some more on this. I'm going to iterate on these projects over the weekend, and we'll see where we get. I think there's a couple things that we can do to optimize what's going on here. Your friend group thinks that your incorporation of AI and the fact you continuously recommend it is obnoxious. I got the same thing as well. And not everything needs to be AI. Not everything does. It gets a little toxic with some folks, and the public's general consensus around AI is they don't like it. So be aware and back off of that when possible. All right. So If you're watching on the Gunnar channels, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you joining us. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day over there. And if you're watching on my Twitch channel, let me take a look at